Now, if you could change something in your life, what would it be? For Central Tonight viewer Kay Wilkins from Nottingham, it's her attitude to food.
Yes, diets and exercise regimes have failed to keep her weight down. You see, it's her love of crisps and snacks that have been taking over.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, but is there a different way, not involving scales and calorie counting, to stop piling on the pounds?
Well, Alison Mackenzie now reports in the final of our series, A Chance to Change.
I want to be several dress sizes smaller than I am now. I've never been as big as I am, and I really, really want to change that. I want to change my shape and just to look more like I used to look. After I'd had the children, although I gained weight with pregnancy, I then did go on a diet and it was successful, but I've tried dieting post-40 and it just does not work.
Janet Thompson believes that weight gain or loss is determined by how people think and feel about themselves. To mark progress, she'll measure Kay's biggest bulge, but scales aren't needed, calorie counters aren't needed. This is about the mind.
If you want to lose weight, the first thing you do is change what goes on in your head before you change what goes in your mouth. Because if you change what goes in your head and you're not turning to food every time you're anxious or you're fed up or your self-esteem takes a dip, if you don't need to turn to food for those things, then you don't gain the extra pounds.
Janet will teach Kay a new way of thinking about the food she eats. Janet doesn't believe in willpower. Everything comes down to choice.
Every morsel of food you put in your mouth, you choose to put in. So you just need to think, well, what can I do that will bring me pleasure? Not just in the next 5 minutes, but next week when I go out next Friday and I want to put the nice trousers on. Yeah. And start associating pleasure with certain foods and pain with other foods.
The food Kay would most like to give up eating is cheese and onion crisps. Janet uses thought-filled therapy to reprogram the brain's thinking patterns. It's done by tapping into energy points around the body. It's so that the crisps are no longer linked to pleasure and desire.
So you look at it, you create the desire and the anxiety to eat it, and then you go like that and it just falls away. But I am going to show you some other techniques that are a little bit more permanent.
Janet gets Kay to imagine that cheese and onion crisps are covered in the taste and texture of what she hates most. For Kay, it's mackerel pate, which once made her very ill.
Okay, so tell me when you got the picture. Cheese and onion crisps. Put the mackerel flavour in. And 1, 2, 3, bang, bish! Behind you?
Yes.
Okay, so think about cheese and onion crisps now. Yeah. How do you feel about cheese and onion crisps?
I don't want them at all.
Janet ends the session with some hypnotherapy, aimed at clearing the mind of bad feelings, bad associations that tempt Kay to comfort eat. Later, we revisit Kay at her home in Nottingham to see how she's getting on.
Well, it's 6 weeks since you were last here, and then I measured this much, and I'm not going to show you what the figure is, but I can tell you that now it is 5 inches less. I feel, I'm really good.
What's even better is that Kay has not touched a crisp and has no desire to do so. 5 inches off the hips, she's glad she took up the chance to change.